Go interactive with X-Ray, where we bring trading experts to you live in the platform. Choose sessions, watch live market analysis, and catch up on your favorite market insights anytime. Ask questions and go one-to-one with leading experts on gold, oil, FX, crypto, indices, and equities. X-Ray, your very own analysis team, right at your fingertips. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Boom, and we're live. What's happening, people? Good morning, America, and happy Monday, everyone. Join us every day at the European Markets Open and US Markets Open on your favorite media channel. Get the latest news about the most traded financial assets. Learn what most Forex brokers don't want you to know and get rewarded for it. How good is this deal? Don't forget to join us tomorrow morning, guys, for another round of Show Me the Money, where learning is rewarded and you might win an amazing prize. I have an iPad waiting for its owner, live trading accounts, one-on-one training with a reputable market analyst from London, and much more. You can find all the links in the description down below, guys. Like, share, subscribe, support us in delivering more great content, and follow us on your favorite media channel. This show is proudly sponsored by our partners at Forexy and Markets.com. Here's what's happening in the markets today, 16th of November, 2020. We had a slow start of the day, very slow. It's only Monday. But the news came in as the day went ahead. Global stocks mark fresh record highs today on strong economic data coming from Asia. And finally, some positive news on the COVID-19 vaccine. US stocks are seen mixed at the open today, with the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones expected to open towards the upside, and the Nasdaq might still drag a bit. Moderna finally announces their vaccine is 95% effective with COVID-19, and the EU regulator and more countries are stepping on the gas to start the review process. Moderna, guys, is an American biotechnology company based in Cambridge, Massachusetts, that focuses on drug discovery, drug development, and vaccine technologies. This comes only a week after Pfizer announced their vaccine and 3 weeks after AstraZeneca announced theirs. Finally, there is some positivity there. We're going to have a vaccine at some point. Hopefully in January, the vaccine will be available to everyone worldwide. The euro and the pound traded lower today, guys, after the European opening, on more hints for possible full lockdown measures in Europe. And after the United Kingdom has indicated that the shopper numbers fell by 57.7% last week, reflecting the impact of a second lockdown in United Kingdom. Oil prices pushed higher today after OPEC Plus announced that they are looking to support oil prices in 2021, and they're considering, if it's a must, if needed, to delay a potential increase in the output. This is what's happening so far, guys. Let's have a look at a couple of interesting articles. Ring the bell for the US Open, and then have a look at the charts of the day and the signals, guys. What do you say? All right, let's move on. Global stocks eyed a fresh record high today as signs of economic recovery in Asia, strong corporate earnings, and additional positive data about a COVID-19 vaccine boosted investor sentiment. U.S. stock futures pointed to a stronger open on Wall Street, up 1.2%, extending gains after pharma company Moderna said its prospective vaccine was 94.5% effective in preventing the illness, which has ravaged economies across the globe. The news helped the MSCI World Index, a global of global shares, to extend gains, rising by 0.6% to just shy of a record high he's hit briefly this month, building on strong overnight gains in Asia's leading markets and a stronger open for most European bourses. Now, taking their lead, European indices also set daily highs after the Moderna news, with FTSE 100 up 1.7% and the Pan-Europe stocks, Europe 600, up 1.4%. The announcement by Moderna followed the similarly positive news a week ago from rival Pfizer, if you remember. The prospect of an end to economy-sapping COVID lockdowns also helped oil prices strengthen, with Brent and WTI crude price up 3%, while gold turned negative to trade down 0.7% on the European trading session today. Now, looking ahead, the slew of U.S. Federal Reserve speakers are set to comment this week, beginning with Vice Chairman Richard Clarida at 1900 hours GMT. While rising cases of COVID were a risk, Morgan Stanley strategists urged investors to keep the faith in their 2021 outlook note. We think this global recovery is sustainable and supported by policy following much of the normal post-recession playbook: overnight equities and credit against cash and government bonds, and sell dollars. That was the message Morgan Stanley had. Let's see what's going to happen. Now, for stocks, the analysts see earnings per share growth between 25% and 30% across regions, with double-digit total returns through the end of 2021. That should help power the S&P 500 to 3,900 points from its current 3,585 points. Right, there's more news in Europe, guys. Besides the virus, we have Brexit talks. Brexit trade talks were chief among European investors' concerns today, with hopes for a breakthrough, ebbing slightly to leave sterling weaker against the dollar and the euro. The British pound gave up early gains to edge lower against the dollar, changing hands at 131.80, and against the euro as well. The pound last stood at 89.78 versus the euro. Right, okay, let's have a quick look at what is happening regarding the vaccine. Europe's health regulator said today it had launched a real-time review of the U.S. drug maker Moderna experimental COVID-19 vaccine, following similar such reviews of rival vaccines from AstraZeneca and Pfizer last week. The European Medicines Agency Human Medicine Committee has started a rolling review of Moderna's vaccine candidate and is evaluating the first batch of data, the regulator said. Right, there is hope, guys. As I was telling you a minute ago, there is hope. We're going to get a vaccine eventually. Let's see who's going to deliver it first and how fast is it going to get to the population. Having a vaccine somewhere in a lab across the pond is not enough. That vaccine must get to every single country in the world affected by the COVID-19 virus. Let's move on, and let's see. The other news was that the total shopper numbers across British retail destinations plummeted 57.7 in the week to November 14 year on year, reflecting the impact of England's second national lockdown, market researcher Springboard said earlier on today. Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland enacted new COVID-19 health restrictions last month, and England began a one-month lockdown on November 5th to curb a second wave of the pandemic that has left the United Kingdom with Europe's highest death toll. In England, all non-essential shops had to close, along with pubs, cafes, and restaurants, except to offer takeaway food. People have also been encouraged to work from home if possible. This is what is happening. And the last but not the least, before we go on to the charts, guys, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. Bear with me for a second. I don't want to miss the opening bell. There we go, guys. We're exactly 20 seconds away from the market open. The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries and Allies started the meetings on Monday that will look at further action to support the oil market in 2021 as the second wave of COVID weighs on demand and prices. This is the headline. 3 seconds to the U.S. markets open. 2, 1, and there we go, guys. Welcome everyone to the European markets opening Monday, 16th of November, 2020. Right now, we're going to have a look at the charts in a minute to see how the markets open. Very, very interesting news about OPEC. OPEC and the allies led by Russia, known as OPEC Plus, were due to raise output by 2 million barrels per day in January as part of a steady easing of record supply cuts. With prices weakening, OPEC Plus is considering delaying the increase or cutting further if needed. Right, that is much appreciated, guys. That is much, much appreciated. We need oil prices to be balanced. We cannot stand these minus $20 plus $60 swings that we saw recently on the oil markets. Right. Now, are you ready to have a look at the charts, guys, and see how the markets open today, 16th of November, 2020, on a Monday? If the answer is yes, we're coming back live in 30 seconds with the charts of the day and the signals of the day. Stay tuned.
Discover how some of the top executives are trading their own companies with our Insider Trades tool. See who's been buying or selling stock and what their trades say about insider sentiment. Use this unique big data tool to make more informed stock trades. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
And we're back, guys. As promised, the charts of the day. We're going to start with crude oil futures on a 30-minute chart, currently trading at $41.77. We saw a good rally on the oil markets today, guys. The markets, remember, opened somewhere down here in the morning, gaining over 70 cents on the trading session, on the European trading session today. And as the US trading session came closer, oil accelerated the gains. Now, it's pulling back a bit. We expect a bit of a correction. It might come. We're looking at the bottom of the charts at RSI and Stochastic in the overbought levels, pointing downwards. We might see a bit of a correction followed by another rally, or so analysts predict. We're moving on to the Euro USD, guys. Let's look at the charts on a 1-hour chart to make your life a bit easier. There we go. This is the European trading session, guys. We saw a positive opening on the Euro this morning. But as the day went along, we saw Euro giving back some of the gains it accumulated on Thursday and Friday. Yeah, luckily, it has stopped. It's currently trading at 118.30, and we see a green candlestick shortly after the U.S. Open, which gives a bit of positivity on the markets. We're looking at RSI Stochastic at the bottom of the charts, pointing upwards, guys. Good momentum, good upwards momentum for the Euro as things stand right now from the technical aspect. And if the upward movement will continue, probably traders will set their first take profit levels at 180.60 on the 1-hour charts, as that's where the previous high is. Now, let's move on to the cable, guys. We're looking at the pound versus the US dollar, currently trading at 131.96, just 4 cents short of the 132 mark. Again, we had a positive opening today. Then the pound gave back some of the gains it had last week and started more or less trading sideways, as you can see at the charts. RSI Stochastic gives us a bit of hope, pointing upwards, turning around from the oversold levels. We might see the pound trading a bit higher after the US markets open, and if that's the case, probably traders will set their take profits a bit higher on 132.30 or somewhere in that region for the cable, for the pound US dollar. We're moving on to the USD JPY pair, guys, which gained a bit on the European trading session today. You can see the good push that it had, but as we got closer to the US Open, it started shifting direction and pointing to the downside. We see RSI Stochastic turning around, pointing downwards. Usually that indicates a big slingshot effect towards the downside. USD JPY currently trading at 104.59. There is potential to the downside, guys, as we look at the charts right now. Probably short-term traders will set their take profits for the downside at 104.37, about 30 points lower than the current market price. The Aussie dollar, guys, had a good rally today on the European trading session on the back of a weak dollar. Yeah, because the US markets were closed and the dollar could not fight back, could not counteract during the European trading session. And we see the Aussie dollar trading higher at 0.7302 versus the US dollar. Well supported by the 50 moving average, well supported by the 200 moving average. And it's currently heading towards a resistance level. It's only a few points away from the resistance level. If it's going to continue the movement, probably traders will set their take profits to the upside at 0.7337. If this upward movement will continue, again, trying to catch about 30 points from the current market price. USD Canadian, guys, there we go. USD gave back the gains it had last week during the European trading session today and also on Friday. We can currently see the US dollar trading at 130.82 versus the CAD. RSI stochastic in the overbought, oversold levels at the bottom of the chart. They're crawling literally to the oversold levels. We see the price moving below the 200 and the 50 moving average. Guys, sorry, this usually indicates a bit of a selling power on the market. And if that's the case, probably traders will set their take profits towards the 130.27 level, towards the downside as the first take profit level. Now, we need a confirmation. If you look towards the left-hand side, guys, we can see an important support level being reached, and we can see the candlesticks kind of consolidating somewhere there around that region. So we need a bit of a confirmation. We need more things to happen to get a confirmation to the downside. Right, let's move on to the S&P 500, guys, which opened on a positive note today, way higher than the closing on Friday. A lot of hope on the markets for this vaccine. We're looking at the Dow Jones, again, opening on a positive note, pushing higher. Come on, guys, we're gonna see the correction. We're gonna see the correction. If we look at it on a daily chart, you can see it already happened. We already saw the 100% correction from the big drop that started on the 20th of February 2020. Now, moving on to the US dollar index, guys, which on a daily chart is trading way below the 200 MA. On the hourly chart, again, it didn't even have the power to go up and test the 200 MA. It got rejected by the 50 moving average, currently trading at 92.66. Pointing downwards. RSI, stochastic, both turned around pointing downwards. And if you look carefully, guys, you can see the RSI did not get the power to even go to the overbought levels, which usually indicates quite a bit of pressure, quite a bit of selling power. If that's the case, then probably for the first take profit level, traders will set their take profits at 92.49, somewhere in that region, as the first level. And if the downward movements continues today, guys, 92.17 is very likely for traders to set their second take profits towards the downside. Gold futures, guys, gold traded lower on the European trading session. You can see the sharp drop. Is currently trading at 189.45, just 50 cents, 60 cents short of the psychological level at the 1900. Let's see what's going to happen. It's currently being rejected by the 200 moving average on the upside. Right, gold pushed as low as $1,862 today. And in the last 3 hours, it gained. It went up from 1862 all the way up to 1889. Good gains for gold today. RSI, stochastic are pointing upwards. There is a sign of positivity on the markets today for gold, which can only mean one thing, guys. The US dollar index and the US dollar should trade a bit lower if that's the case. Brent oil futures, again, tremendous gains on the European trading session, currently trading at $44.33, gaining about $1 from the start of the trading session this morning. However, don't get carried away, guys. RSI stochastic reached the overbought levels and turned around slightly. We might see oil trying a correction. Yeah, so don't get overexcited. And now the champion of the champions, guys, the heavyweight, undefeated, undisputed heavy world champion in trading is the Bitcoin, guys. Bitcoin is currently trading at $16,405. It gained $200 from this morning. It gained over $3,000 last week. Is it going to reach the 17,000 mark at some point this week? I'm inclining to say yes to that. We can see Bitcoin reaching a very important support resistance level towards the upside as things stand right now. And if it's going to break that level, only $600 away from the 17,000 mark, which everyone is expected. And if that's going to be reached, the next stop, judging by technical analysis, is the 20,000 level. Let's see what's going to happen. Ethereum is doing well as well. Ethereum is currently trading at $458.77. It gained today after it moved towards the downside at $442 over the weekend and tested the 200 moving average. Not enough selling power on the market for cryptocurrencies. As things stand right now, probably traders will set their take profits to the upside at $470 for Ethereum. RSI stochastic are still pointing upwards. There is a lot of positivity on the markets. This is what is happening on the markets today, guys. 16th, 11th, 2020. Slow trading day on the European trading session. Let's see what the US trading session will reserve for us. And we're coming back live tomorrow morning, guys, with another round of market stocks. 10 o'clock GMT +2. Until then, remember to trade responsibly and may all your trades be in the money.